Either, we'll see. Stay there. Marty, will you lead us in the pledge? Face the flag.
Face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
One nation under God,
one nation,
indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty and
with
justice
liberty
for
and
all.
justice for all.
Thank you, Marty. Okay, where's our soundmeister?
Here I am. Here I am. Now, what's going on here, Diana? By the way, welcome to your first meeting. But judging from the turnout, no one knew that that DMR wasn't going to be here. Oh, sorry, David, you're here. I didn't see you.
I was with the short film.
All right, and Bill's back. Wonderful. It's a good, fine-looking group, small but enthusiastic. And in deference to our morning meeting, we're going to do What a Beautiful Morning. So, what a surprise that was. There's a
bright golden haze on the meadow. Bright golden haze on the meadow. The corn is as high.
And it looks like it's
Rising up to the sky.
Oh, what a beautiful
Morning,
oh, what a beautiful day.
day.
I got a beautiful day.
Everything's going my way.
I want to say thank you also, Mark Randall, for the setup. Is down. Is this working better? Yes, much better. Thank you. Thank you, Michael and Nick, for the setup and shakedown of our meeting. And Lori Darling, you have a thought for today.
I do have a thought for today. I actually have two thoughts. So, the secret of life is to make the best of whatever comes along. Make every day fresh and new. Go in search of knowledge and experience. Let your questions and your answers reconcile, and do your best to remember. The best kind of learning curve is an educated smile. That's that one. And then the other one, that wasn't actually it, my phone went to the other one. Change brings new beginnings, and new beginnings bring excitement for our club. Thank you, Diana, for being the president.
Oh, thank you, Lori. That was very nice. Thank you. David, Mark Raymond, thank you very much for being our greeter. And welcome to our guests and Zoom participants. Okay, time to mute all. Okay.
Oliver, keep it down.
Oh, he's a sweet dog. Okay, we want to thank our group, the potato packing team, Bob Kaiser, Michael McLaughlin, and Dan Needham, for showing up at the food bank. You have that opportunity every last Wednesday, or it is Wednesday of the week, or the week of the month, and that is a really great thing our club does, and thank you all. Michael Cook, you had a birthday on the 4th, born on the 4th of July. Would you like to say a few words?
Born on the 4th of July, like a movie. Yes. I was fortunate, I got to go up to my brother-in-law's place in Healdsburg, and from his deck you can see the fireworks, so that was great. Had the traditional barbecued ribs, it was beautiful.
Wonderful. Okay, David's been debunked. And did we have a party? And thank you, Linda, you really made it happen. It was a load of fun. Got a few more pictures here of our group. It was just a beautiful venue there at Linda's house. And Jim, you were terrific. Thank you so much. And there were many of the Rotarians here put time and effort into that. I'm not going to name everybody, but thank you very much. And thank you, Linda, for a great party.
And Jim.
And Jim.
And of course,
We
Jim.
wouldn't leave Jim out, but I know who the cook was. Linda has a great kitchen. We also had some Monday morning hikers here, and it looks like they had a great time. Jerry, do you have a minute to tell us about your hike?
It was fabulous. Dewey invited us to go to the grove of the old redwood trees on Fitzpatrick Lane up in Occidental, and it was absolutely gorgeous. There was kind of a mist, and the sunlight was coming through the redwoods. It was just gorgeous. That's a one that burned at the center of the tree and it's still going. So yeah, that's what it looked like. And when we walked to the end of Fitzpatrick Lane, a good time was had by all. Can I just make one quick announcement back regarding the debunking part? If anybody hasn't paid, sorry to be kind of a downer on this one, but if you haven't paid yet, it's $40, and you can pay me today or next week or whenever you want.
Okay, thank you very much, Jerry. It does look like fun. It is just gorgeous out there. Okay, announcements. Do we have any announcements today? Hear from Joe.
All right, you may have noticed, or you did notice, right as you come in, we're back to a weekly raffle. So it's $2 for one ticket, 3 tickets for $5. There's a bowl over there. Don't go buy the tickets, Kathy. There's a raffle over there. And you have a chance, even if you don't get the correct color marble, you have a chance for millions. So this is a great opportunity. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, Brian, did you get your tickets? Yes. Well, get over there, because they're going to close it up here pretty soon.
Okay, thank you, Joe. Any other announcements today? Oh, Dan has an announcement for us.
Well, welcome and happy new Rotary year. And the community service opportunities start today. Michael McLaughlin and a few others are going to help do some painting at the Sebastopol Center of the Arts after the meeting today. So if you have a bit of time and are able to help, see Michael and he'll give you the details. We already mentioned the Redwood Empire Food Bake. You can sign up there. The link's on our calendar. And the flags are going up for the Gravenstein Apple Fair. They're putting them up right before our meeting along Main Street. And we're helping volunteer man the admission entryway for that. And we still need For Saturday morning, 1 volunteer. For Saturday afternoon, 3 volunteers. Sunday morning, 4, and Sunday afternoon, 5. And we're doing that jointly with the Noon Club, and there's probably going to be some Santa Rosa Sunrise folks there helping out as well. It's going to be a lot of fun, and there are also quite a few perks that people get. You can get the drink coupon, you're going to get an apron, chilled beverages. Occasionally, the fritter booth is going to send things your way. Entry good for the whole weekend. If you volunteer for 2 shifts, you get a companion volunteer, a companion entry for the weekend as well. Parking pass, good for the weekend, an invitation to a volunteer appreciation party. And they're going to pay each Rotary Club, for each volunteer from that Rotary Club, about $56 per shift per volunteer. So you make money for the club, you'll have a bunch of fun, and you'll help our Travis team out. It's August 13th and 14th. August 13th and 14th. Coming right up. So, plenty of other things to help out with this year. We're looking forward to it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dan. Any more announcements?
I've got one.
Oh, okay.
A few of you know that, you remember John Damtum, the speaker who came here and talked about the family that has fled from Ukraine, is currently housed in Germany, 4 people in a dorm room, and everybody wishing that there was another place to go. John mentioned that there are things in the works to bring a family here, and that's happening. So that family will arrive, mother-in-law, 13-year-old daughter, and an 8-year-old daughter. And I have a house in Roner Park that they're gonna live in, and it's semi-furnished. So there's some things that if you've got extra stuff around that might be good for furnishing, it would be good. In particular, right now, what we need are some dressers. So if you've got a dresser that's been, it's in decent shape and would house clothing, let me know about it. I've got a pickup truck. Brian's got a pickup truck. We'll talk about that someday, Brian.
Okay, fine.
That was my announcement. Thank you.
Oh,
So let me know.
okay, thank you.
Do we have time? Do we know when they're going to arrive?
Yeah, they're going to arrive August the 3rd, hopefully in time for school.
Okay, great. Thank you. And any more announcements, or is?
I have an announcement.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
I have the AKA American Kennel Club pedigree with me today. And that is Oliver. He's very calm, cool, and collected, as you see. And he's a good boy. No, I did not give, he does not need sedatives.
Just a little bacon.
Just a little bacon and eating all of the cat food at 11 o'clock last night.
No more remotes, Marty, not eating any more remotes?
No remotes or rocks, thank goodness.
Oliver is beautiful. Yes, I can see, and a very good boy. And handsome. Oh, okay, yes. And a very, very good dog. Does he know he's a dog? Nobody's told him?
No.
No, okay. Thank you. All right, we have some coming events. Again, the Sebastopol Center for the Arts, the painting crew, see Michael after the meeting, and that's today.
9:30 a.m. at the Arts Center.
Okay, thank you, Michael. 9:30 a.m. at the Arts Center.
Done by noon.
Okay, done by noon. Very good. Thanks, Michael. And on July 8th is going to be our second Friday. Kathy has us going to the Third Pig, and then walking over to the Hip Pizzazz Pizza Parlor. So that ought to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. The Third Pig is right downtown Sebastopol where that sleazy looking bar used to be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend anyone, but it didn't look good to me. I looked inside once.
It's very classy now.
Pardon?
It's very classy now.
Very classy now, yeah. Yeah, yeah, John, tell us a little bit about the students your ex-students that started this.
Yeah, there are three sisters. Three sisters of three of my favorite people that I've ever taught, going back 15 or 16 years. They grew up on the river. The guy that owns it, that started it, also owns a winery out in Brayton, forgetting which one it is. But they've redecorated it. They're specializing in mixed drinks, but they do have $7 beers. So they're looking forward to our visit on Friday. This coming Friday at 5:30.
Okay, thank you. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. Appreciate it. Okay, now on the 18th, we're going to be having our first board meeting. And so board members, keep that on your calendar. On the 21st is going to be Scark at Boletto's, and Kathy's putting that one together. Do you want to say anything about that, Kathy?
It's not the 21st, it's the last Thursday of the month.
Isn't that did I screw up again?
Yeah, but it's okay.
Okay.
It's always the last Thursday in July, and it'll be at Boletto's. Mario will be catering, so it'll be like a Mexican theme, and you'll have the flyer up there next month. I mean, next
month?
Next
okay,
week.
Thank you. I'm glad I'm not alone in this. Appreciate it, no end. Okay. Then on the 27th is the International Committee meeting, directly after our meeting at here. And then the 27th in the afternoon, 2 to 4, you have an opportunity to volunteer at the Redwood Empire Food Bank. I don't know if you'll be packing potatoes, but I'm sure they'll have something for us. Anything but carrots, I gotcha. Stay away from carrots, they're hard to stick in there. Thank you. Okay.
Diane, I want to give everyone a date to show them how early I plan. The Web Christmas party is Sunday, December 9th. Put it in your calendar.
Will do. Thank you very much,
I'm
Marty.
busy that day.
She'll be singing.
Okay. Now, with an attitude for gratitude, does anyone here have something they want to talk about that they're feeling grateful for? Except, I feel grateful for Marty's Christmas party.
There we go.
Thank you.
Only because David brought it up. I have a new vehicle. It's a boat for a new green world. It's an all-electric Rivian. So it says Rivian, the truck. And I'm so stoked to have it. And it's the Tesla's popular on our coast, the East Coast and the West Coast. But in the middle of America, people are not really moving towards electric vehicles. So my whole vote to push that forward is I'll push trucks, because trucks are big in middle America. And people stop everywhere and look at this truck, and you got to drive across the country or something just to get the whole thing going. So,
What is it? What kind of truck?
It's a Rivian, and it doesn't start. It took us about 15 minutes the other day to go for a ride. So anyhow, if you buy one, make sure it starts.
reboot it like your router. So I'll give to Paul Hammers on that.
So I want to express my gratitude that I was able to spend some time and host at my house my stepmom and her boyfriend, and also my nephew and my sister-in-law after that, and after that, my mom and my stepdad. So I got a lot of family time this last couple of weeks.
You got a hotel license?
And yeah, I call it Chez Parquet. And people make reservations. Everybody likes to stay in Northern California because we live in one of the most amazing places on earth. So very glad that I spent that time with my family.
Okay, that's great. Thank you very much.
And I'm just curious, so Brian, the vehicle is parked right up here on the side, right? That's cool. I wonder how many Rotarians can be fit in it. 3. You gotta have a look.
Brian, is there a back seat?
Yes.
There is.
I think I saw it.
down? I saw it.
Was I safe?
I don't know. I didn't get it.
This past weekend, we had an opportunity to visit a change of command ceremony at the Marine Mountain Warfare Training Center. Forget about the warfare. Located in the Eastern Sierras, near Bridgeport. And my wife's uncle, Uncle Roy, who spoke here in 2004, was a member of the first class that went through that training. It was for free at that time. And it was really very inspirational. A lot of generals and colonels and majors. And it was it's inspiring. It's great to see. And it's a tradition that stays strong. And it spoke of leadership. And it's the kind of leadership we see here as well. So that's great. So anyway, that's something we're grateful I had a chance to attend that and be part of.
Thank you, Terry. That was very interesting. Do we have any other grateful people here? I know we're all grateful to be here, but okay. David.
I'm so grateful to be in the cheap seats. I'm so happy to be back here. Thank you, all of you for last year, and look forward to this. Gosh, hey, how many people want to pay in, like Michael does, major contributions to the club or Rotary Foundation to celebrate that I am not up there?
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, David. Okay, well, I had pictured a big bowl of beautiful black marbles, but I'm sorry, I have a little sack. And there's one red marble in here. We're going to be having a drawing, and the lucky person who gets the winning ticket gets an opportunity to stick their hand in the bag and see if they can get a red marble.
And are we teaching the black marbles as people miss out?
Joe,
You take one out every time.
we remove one, we remove the one marble, and eventually the person who gets the red marble is the winner.
So we go down to the end, you'll win $250.
And we do have the consolation prize.
My ticket, Joe.
Okay.
We'll let you draw.
You're gonna let me draw it?
Yeah, you draw
Okay.
a number.
Okay, and you'll read it for me?
Oh. Sure. The last 4 are 3310. Take mine over there, Terry.
Gotta be one of these.
You, Joe.
It's Joe! That was my ticket.
Well, come on, you win, Marty, come on.
No. No, you should do it.
All right. So there's a red marble in here. Oh, I got it.
There he is.
You got it? No.
Oh, that's a penalty.
Oh, see, I didn't get the red marble.
Okay. You do get a little consolation prize. Maybe you can win $1,000 there.
Maybe, don't forget, every meeting, right there, there'll be, it's $2 for one ticket, $5 for 3 tickets. The pot will increase by $10 every week. So it's an opportunity to have a little fun and make a little spend money for the club. So there you have it.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. Oh, how are we doing?
Big winner.
Okay. Well, next week we're going to be having the Riley report. And do I have time? Yeah, I have a few minutes here. I have some pins I want to give out. that I didn't get to get out at the debunking. So, of course, Michael Phils, I can't get over there to Thailand right now, I'm sorry. I would like to. Jerry, would you come on up for a minute? And I'm going to ask you to come up and I'll give him. Jerry. Here's our treasurer's pin. Thank you very much, Jerry. And come on up and get your community service. Thank you very much. Welcome. And let's see, I have a few more here. Joyce, International Service. Thank you very much. Thank you, Joyce, for serving. These magnets are fun. They stick to everything. Bill, Rotary Foundation. And Michael, Community Foundation. Thank you very much. Okay. Joe, Club Service. He's off and running. He did a great thing here. Thank you, Joe. And Bob, we have, is Bob here? No, I'm missing Bob. He's gonna have to wait. Okay, Brian, Vocational Service. Thank you very much. Okay, thank you very much for your service. Okay, so it looks like we're moving on to our speaker here. Vicki Vaughn, would you care to come on up?
I don't think this is on. Can you hear me? No. Is that right? How about now? Okay. We're a minute ahead of time. So, by way of starting this introduction, I'm going to mention that some time ago, at one of the meetings, there was a comment that some company had done something. And one of the members in the back said, well, of course they did. They're a corporation. And that's true sometimes, but certainly not all. And one of the nice things about coordinating presenters here on this, that sometimes I get to sneak in a point of view that I really agree with. And this morning is one of those mornings. When the Supreme Court says that corporations are people as far as making political contributions, but not when it comes time to pay taxes, it can be very disheartening to know that that's true, but there are a lot of corporations out there that are doing really great things for the planet and the population. And today, we have Vicki Vaughn from Solar in Sebastopol, who's going to talk about what's kind of going on in the middle of all of this in America. It's a resurgence of a concept called conscious capitalism that was, I think it was Paul Hawken, that's him, from 35 or 40 years ago. We had an avant-garde that. Anyway, corporations are capable of doing some really good things, and that's what Vicki is going to talk about. And she is the CFO at SolarWorks. She's been in the construction industry for 20 years and is a licensed general contractor. She's a Cal Green inspector and a green accredited professional. She's a 2016 fellow of the Leadership Institute and served on the founding board of directors for Farm Management. She's passionate about sustainability and the environment, and when she's not working at SolarWorks, she's usually working on her old farmstead in Occidental, or on Occidental Road, I should say, when she and her partner Jason have been slowly rebuilding their home in Portland for the last 10 years. Thanks very much for coming, and here we go.
Thanks for having me. Does this sound okay? Like this? Great. And I have to apologize in advance. I'm very out of practice public speaking and even just speaking in general after the last 2 years of working from home. So, out of curiosity, how many people here have heard of B corporations or benefit corporations? A couple of people. Okay. Well, I'll do my best. I'm not an expert by any means. Mostly what I know is just what we've experienced at SolarWorks. And so to get started, let me take you back to the turn of the century when I was a young college graduate with my philosophy degree in hand. I had some pretty strong ideas about right livelihood and what I was willing and was not willing to do to make money. And at the time, I thought I would go into nonprofit management. And that led me to doing a year of service with AmeriCorps. People have heard of AmeriCorps? Yeah. So it comes in all shapes and sizes, lots of different programs. And what I did for a year, oh, thank you, was a year with Habitat for Humanity down in Redwood City on the peninsula here. And there were 6 of us AmeriCorps members, and we led the day volunteers in the construction of affordable homes. And through that process, am I too breathy with the mats? No. So in doing so, we were trained by a bunch of master carpenters, master electricians, all these retired tradespeople who really did a great job training us. And after a year of doing that, I discovered that, well, what I really wanted to do was build houses rather than work in the nonprofit world. So I became a carpenter and moved into working for a small custom home builder that did straw bale homes, so green building and green construction. I could kind of rationalize working in construction because I was working in green construction. And then I moved into project management, and then 10 years ago, moved up to Sebastopol and met SolarWorks. And so SolarWorks, for me, checked a lot of boxes. I could get behind the product that we were selling and locally owned. And if any of you know John Perry or Laura Goldman, the founders and owners of SolarWorks, they have these long, impressive histories of community activism and doing really good work. And as a bonus, SolarWorks was both a California benefit corporation and a certified B corporation. So, what is the difference between those two things? So, a California benefit corporation, and I don't know exactly what other states this exists in, but I know that it's in other states, the benefit corporation. So a benefit corporation, as opposed to a certified D Corp, is a business entity. It's a legal designation that the shareholders of any corporation can elect. And it's really just as simple as changing your articles of incorporation to say, we are a benefit corporation. You can then move on and say what public good you intend to serve as your corporation. And these are some examples here. Servicing low income or underserved individuals, promoting economic opportunity beyond just what you would normally do throughout the course of business, preserving the environment, working in human health, and then art, science, or the advancement of knowledge. So you don't have to designate what public good you intend to serve, but you can. And so this came about in California. There was a Corporate Flexibility Act of 2011. And so little SolarWorks lore is that John and Laura were at the Secretary of State's office on January 3rd, 2012, the first business day that it was going to be available. And so there were a few corporations there. The CEO of Patagonia was there. She or he was actually first in line, but then the press came and were talking to them. And so Laura sneaked in, and we were actually the first registered California benefit corporation. So sorry, Patagonia. And so designating yourself a benefit corporation protects your CEO, and operationally the managers for making decisions that might not service your financial bottom line. For a super small company like us, there's technically one shareholder, so that shareholder only has, it's not as complicated as, when you're gonna maybe take a company public or potentially have contention amongst the shareholders about, operational decisions. And there's something called the triple bottom line when you're serving people, planet, and the profit. And so it protects the corporation from being able to actually make good decisions. So on the other hand is the certified B corporation. This just, so certified B Corps go through third-party assessments. There is one organization called B Lab that facilitates all of this. And you do something called a B impact assessment. And you're assessed on these items: workers, customers, environment, community, and governance. So governance evaluates a company's overall mission and its engagement around social or environmental impact, ethics, and transparency. Workers is pretty self-explanatory. It evaluates, worker pay, health and safety, wellness, career development. Community evaluates a company's engagement with and the impact that it has on the community. The environment, pretty clear. And then customers evaluates a company's stewardship of its customers through the quality of its products and services. And so every 3 years you go through a certification process. It's pretty rigorous and it's not cheap. It costs, for a small business, under $5 million in revenue, it's $2,000 every year to renew your certification. And then the certification process itself, going through that E-Impact assessment, I would say takes maybe 40 to 60 hours in staff time to get the stuff together. Once you have, everything in the right place together, it can go a little quicker. Here's a list of some B corporations that you might recognize. And right now, or as of the end of 2021, there are over 4,300 certified B corporations across 80 countries worldwide, representing over 400,000 workers. And like Charlie said, there is growth, big time growth towards this type of certification and recognition. In 2021 saw a 38% increase over the prior year in requests for certification. And 196,000 businesses worldwide have registered to use the impact assessment tool when you can do that for free. And that represents 42 million workers worldwide. So something's going on out there. People are either seeing it as a marketing tool or as a requirement to compete out there. I think also to attract workers in particular. That's the main thing that I have seen personally is people see that on our website when they're looking for jobs and applying for jobs. So in that sense, it works out very well. The fastest growing regions are Europe and the UK, and the fastest growing industries have been transportation and logistics. And according to B-Lab, in 5 years, they expect 500,000 companies to be using the impact assessment tool. Here are some very local certified B corporations that you might recognize. So yeah, in addition to attracting prospective employees, I would say there's also a lot of networking and business-to-business discounts within B Corporation that are nice, like you can get 15% off at Patagonia for your like fleet jackets or whatever. I always feel a little icky about paying to play, you know, sort of having to spend this money in order to get a certification that tells the world that we're, you know, we can pat ourselves on the back a little bit. But because that impact assessment is so rigorous, I do think that it's a quality tool at this time. You know, we'll see when Halliburton becomes a B Corporation, maybe I'll rethink that or something. No offense to any Halliburton stock owners or anything. But you know, there's a term, greenwashing. Which I'm very sensitive to. You know, I've worked so long in the green building industry that I'm very familiar with that and how people get so turned off by that and resent it. And I don't think that's what's going on here. They really look holistically at businesses and ask very deep and probing questions. And then if you give them a little BS, they come back and catch you. You know, the numbers don't lie, and they look closely at your financials. So I think that's all I have prepared. So I'd love to answer your questions about any of this if I can. Yes.
My little company is actually partnering with Halliburton.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. So just a quick back to that question is like big companies like Shell or Halliburton, are any of them going towards B Corp direction? And are they allowed to get better than what they are today?
That's a good question. I don't know. It would take, I think there are published lists of people who are in the process of certification. And I would hope that they're at least looking at the criteria, you know, these things, and assessing, you know, even if, say, the environment category, their product and their service is horrific for the environment, maybe they can make up for it by excelling in the other criteria. Yeah, so I don't know. We'd have to go look digging real hard in their corporate documents. And in B Corp might have that on their website. Yes?
Would applying for or attaining B Corp status require rewriting some of those corporations' bylaws, which, you know, mostly say it exists for generating profit for the investors, period.
Right. Well, certainly to become a beneficial, gosh, my brain just stopped. To become a benefit corporation legally, they would have to rewrite their articles of incorporation. I mean, just even very quick, we are gonna serve the public good in addition to the investors. And that is part of the governance criteria for the certified B corporation, is having that in place. You don't have to be a benefit corporation, but it certainly is a factor.
This is not in any way linked to being a nonprofit corporation, is it?
No.
But you're a for-profit corporation doing good work.
Correct, yes. Yes.
Plus, does being certified give you any tax impact?
No, just the cost of certification is tax deductible, but otherwise, no. Any other questions?
You mentioned that the cost for you guys is $2,000. Does that vary with number of employees, or how does that work?
It's just revenue based.
Okay.
There is something called, there's a discount you can get if you, I believe, something like equity-based. So if you're a woman-owned business or a person of color-owned business, I believe you can get a discount. Or if you're in a super underserved community, but I don't know the details about that discount. And it goes up from there. So $5 million in revenue is $2,000. And then like under 7.5 million is $3,000, and it goes higher and higher from there. Yep.
Well, I'm curious with your company, SolarWorks, is at SolarWorks' business shooting upward? Is it static, or what's happening in this environment?
Well, that's a good question. We have been doing slow growth, I would say. There is some legislation, it's not really legislation, the California Public Utilities Commission is about to change the rules as it pertains to how solar gets charged and credited. So we are looking at that coming down on top of us, and we've been fighting it for almost a year now. So we are expecting some stagnation coming up. So we're trying to get ready for that.
And another SolarWorks question. So if you have really old solar panels, you want to upgrade them, and you have 3 plug-in vehicles, electric vehicles, so they require a ton of panels, what's the best way to do that, and the best time of use plan and that kind of thing? No more people.
Ooh, you're gonna put me on the, okay. Well, so congratulations on your Rivian. That's really exciting. And if you do have a really old PV system, I would say 15 years or older, it probably makes financial sense to replace it with new panels that are more concentrated per square foot, so you can get more capacity onto the same footprint on your roof, and then get modern inverters. Maybe think about a battery storage system, though with all your EVs, you can you've got some really big batteries right there. So call SolarWorks, and we'll come out and figure out what the best system is. And if you can do expansions on top of systems, and if your roof is in questionable shape, then you would need to think about that too. Sorry.
Regarding that PUC thing, I frankly don't understand it. What are the implications to those people who already have solar systems? What are the financial implications of this change?
Yeah, so it's that covenant that people with 15, 20-year-old solar systems that they had with PG&E. They signed on with one set of rules and agreements about any excess power from my system. PG&E will pay me X dollars per watt, and PG&E is going to scrap that and roll everyone into this new agreement that essentially taxes you for, it penalizes you for even having solar at a flat rate per year, so something like $400 per year, which is more than what a lot of people get back in credits. So essentially, and then they're gonna drop that payback number. So before, let's say they were paying, I don't know, anywhere close to the actual numbers, but 5 cents per watt that you feed back into the grid, and they're dropping that to essentially like 1 cent. Don't quote those numbers at all, those are just the order of magnitude. So it's a bad deal all around. They're pitching it as wealthy solar owners benefiting at the peril of low and middle income households who can't afford solar and so can't afford to get, make this financial investment. But really it's not, it's a false dichotomy there. So, and PG&E and the Electrical Union and the California Public Utilities Commission are all kind of in cahoots and trying to kill solar. Yes.
So I've heard that folks that have trucks like Rivians and Ford 150Es can plug their house into their truck. Are folks doing that, or what's this?
There are, the Rivian probably has a few 110 outlets that you can plug things into. I know the Kia also has that. In terms of plugging your whole house into your EV, I haven't seen that done in practice yet, but it's certainly theoretically possible that at some point we will be able to have that flexibility.
The Ford trucks are supposed to be equivalent to 5 power walls.
Yeah.
Power walls.
Those huge, the EV batteries are huge. And so it would be nice if you could get a little backup. I mean, you can with an extension cord, but in terms of having your house seamlessly, when the power goes out, seamlessly switches over to your EV batteries, it would take a pretty fancy electrical setup to make that happen. And so I don't think it's really happening just yet.
Okay, well that's terrific, and I want to thank you very much. You certainly did give us a wonderful presentation, and the information, much of it was new to me. Thank you, I really appreciate what you're doing here. Oops. How do I? Okay, where are my glasses? I gotta see what I'm doing. I knew something was wrong here. Before this year is out, I will know what I'm doing.
That's what David said.
Yeah, okay. To go to my slideshow, and we need to go from, current slide. Well, it says current lives. Can we just get to the end of this? I'm fast forwarding, it's the best I know how. Okay, we are revisiting our entire, here we go. Oh, the winner, and, okay, and thank you, Vicki, again. And we have a joke for today. Lori, or Rod, excuse me.
All right. Scots get a bum rap for being stingy and, pinched. But they get a lot of fun out of that reputation, which is absolutely not true. If you've been to Scotland, the people are generous, kind, friendly, upstanding, honest, full of integrity. But there are these jokes. There's a sign at the Scottish golf course. Members will refrain from picking up lost balls until they stop rolling. So, you like that, Nick? A visitor to an Aberdeen bar was surprised to find the beer only 2 pence a pint. Too bad Gus isn't here. The barman explained that it was the price marked their centenary. 100 years before was the day the pub had opened. But the visitor looked around and there was nobody in the bar. So he asked, "Are the regular customers not enjoying the special prices?" And the barman replied, "They're waiting for the happy hour."
That was great. Fantastic. Thanks so much, Rod. Okay, we're ready for our happy trails. Come on, Joe.
Trails to